Hello there, this is James S. Crofty, knows 1978, and for the last 4 years now I've been clinging to a single hope, a single truth, the certainty that Trump was an aberration, a fluke, the last roar of a dying dinosaur as the shrinking minority of angry white men who voted for him faded into political insignificance. But now, even though there's still a good chance that Joe Biden will be inaugurated as president in January, that naive hope has been utterly destroyed, because having always assumed that Hillary's defeat was ultimately the result of ridiculously low turnout, and that if only Democrats would just shut up and vote blue no matter who, then the next candidate would win by a landslide, we have now seen a record turnout election in which almost half of the electorate rejected the candidate with a clear, well-laid-out plan, a vision and a message that truly resonated with all of the right sections of the American people, and instead voted for the guy with no message, no vision, and no plan beyond just ignore it and hope that it goes away, just like I do with the looming threat of criminal charges against me as soon as I leave the White House. In our minds, it was all so simple. 2020 would be the turning point, the year when progressives began to take back America and the world from the angry old white men, both literally and metaphorically. Between demographic shifts in normally ruby-red states like Texas, progressive policies that benefit everyone, and moderate centrist suburbanites voting for decency and any rational adult, both Trump and Trumpism would be thoroughly repudiated, and the GOP would be condemned to minority status and eventual inevitable extinction. But now, though, that future in which I was so certain has been totally and completely upended, because if half of the voters in a record turnout election, many of whom didn't even show up at all in the polls, voted for Donald Jesus motherfucking Trump in the middle of a pandemic and total economic collapse that he has made even worse, then what will happen in 2024 and 2028 when the Democratic candidate faces a less criminally incompetent and corrupt Republican opponent? And that's not even mentioning how we're supposed to take back the Senate and maintain our now razor-thin control of the House when even Susan learned his lesson Collins can keep hold of her seat. In my stunning naivety, I falsely assumed that Trump represented an ignorant, paranoid, and hateful minority that was dying in every sense of the term, and I could not have been more wrong. Instead, he is merely the most visible symptom of a cancer that has now consumed half of America. Everything that I thought I knew about American politics has been utterly shattered, like the comforting illusion that I now know it to be, and I honestly have no idea what the sane half of America should do next. Because no, if more than 66 million American voters were so terrified of socialism under Joseph moderate centrist bipartisanship reach across the aisle, give the Republicans whatever they want and call it negotiation Biden, that they eagerly voted for Trump and voted red down ticket, then I shudder to imagine just how completely someone like Bernie would have been wiped out.